How do you encourage kids or grandkids to love their ancestors? Well, if you're a family historian and you've been working hard on trying to discover those ancestors, you obviously want your family to learn about them. And kids especially can benefit so much from learning about their family history. As a matter of fact, there's been studies that have done that prove that children have emotional and mental health benefits when they understand their family history and they know their ancestors. They know where they come from. They know some of their family stories. So how can you get those kids to be excited about learning about their family history, discovering their genealogy? Who were the people that came before them? Who are their ancestors? All right, today I'm going to give you 5 tips on things that you can do to encourage children to get into their family history. And I'm really excited about this video because I've got 9 grandkids. Here's a picture of some of them, and I love each and every one of them. And as you can see, they're all pretty little. And so it is something that I have worked hard on over the years to try to help them get excited about their ancestors. So what are some of my tips for you? All right, the first one is to make it fun with a game. Now, I've done a video on this before, and I'm actually going to provide a link to that original video where I go into it all in a lot more depth. But I love to play cards with my grandkids. As a matter of fact, I keep a card deck right over here. Let me grab it. So this deck of cards is really one of my favorites, and all of my grandkids have played with these cards. I have a boatload of these decks, and they all have some of them. My kids sometimes are like, Mom, we find these cards everywhere, and that's okay. Because on these cards, I have all of their ancestors on both my side and my husband's side that go back for a number of generations. And as you can see by the card, I have information on each of the individuals in the card, but let's be real, a lot of those grandkids are far too young to be able to read that card, and that's okay. What do we do with these cards? We play a matching game where, you turn over all the cards and they turn over 2 cards, and if they find 2 that look the same that are matches, then they get the match. And when I'm playing with them, when they find a match, I tell them a story about that person. Or sometimes we'll play Go Fish, and then we're asking each other for matches. And if the kids can't say the person's name, then they just show the card and say, does anybody else have this person? And I can tell them a little bit about the people. And again, when they find matches, we'll talk about those people. The kids really love it, and they're learning to recognize their ancestors. It's a great way to be excited about your family. And anybody that knows me knows that I love games because, as you can see from my game closet, which this isn't even all of my games, I'm kind of a nut. Now, if you want to make a family history card game for your family, if you are a member of Aimee's crew, you have access to not only the card artwork, but the step-by-step instructions on how to use the website that I have used to create my cards. And that's free if you're a member of Aimee's crew, or you can order it through Etsy. And I'll put a link to that at the end of this video, or you can get it in the video description below. All right, so what are my other 4 tips? The next one is just talk about them. It's amazing how much kids enjoy hearing stories about your life and about the people that have come before you. But it's important that you relate them to them and you have a good hook. What do I mean by that? You want something that's going to grab their attention and something that's going to help them to relate something that your ancestors went through with maybe something that they experience in their lives, or is just plain and simply interesting. So think about the things that you know in your family tree that you can communicate to your children or grandchildren about the exciting adventures that happened in your family's life. Now, my next 3 tips all kind of circle around reading. Now, here's a picture of my youngest granddaughter reading. This little girl is just barely 2, and she will sit and look at books for literally 30 minutes to an hour in this big, huge bean bag with her little Care Bear, and she will look at books and look at books and look at books. Kids love books, and if they don't, they need to love books because books are so good for kids. So how can you share your family with books? All right, my first idea is actually from a friend of mine. And I love this idea because she incorporated her grandchildren in creating this book. Now, this book is stories from Grammy Bird's tree. She's Grammy Bird. And she has little stories of all of the different family members in her family. But what she asked her grandchildren to do is draw a picture of the story, or draw their own version of a picture that is one that she has. And I love that because it incorporates the kids getting involved in the process, right? This book means more to her grandchildren because they had a part in making it. And then she privately published this book. And you can publish books on sites like Mixbooks or, any of those websites. You can publish a book. It's so much easier now to do something like that. Now, what if you need a little bit more help? Well, at Roots Tech, I had the opportunity to meet two guys who have created companies that help people discover their ancestors. And I'm all about this because, again, I love to see kids reading. Now, with AI, it's changing the way that we can create books in such an easier fashion, and it's just making the process much less expensive and much easier. Now, these two companies are a little bit different in how they approach creating the books and their pricing packages, but they both use AI for their illustrations. Now, one of them gave me the opportunity to create a book on their site, and then I purchased the books, and I really appreciate it. That's the first interview that I'm going to do, Family History Storybooks, and this is the book that I created with them. Now, this is a book about my dad, and it really turned out nicely. It is a soft cover book, but I love it, and I ordered a bunch of them for my grandkids. The second company is a little less expensive initially, but if you order the same amount of books, they end up kind of being the same cost. But his books are hardcover. So I'm going to let them tell you about their companies, and they're both offering you a discount. So you want to take advantage of that opportunity if you decide to use one of these companies. Check this out. You can share your family history with your grandkids or with your kids because that's what we want to be doing, right? We're not doing all this work to just hoard it and keep it to ourselves. So I've got Jake here. Tell us more about your company and tell us about how you're encouraging children to learn about their families.
Yeah, so what we do is we take your favorite family history story and turn it into a children's book. And so, for example, this is my third great grandpa. He was a sheriff in the Wild West. He chased Butch Cassidy and the Wild Bunch. And so what I wanted to do was find a way to share that story with my kids. So it's not just locked up in a big textbook that my grandpa wrote years ago or hidden somewhere on FamilySearch or Ancestry.com. And so what we do is we take whatever biography that you have, or if it's something out of FamilySearch, we'll take those memories and then we write the story for you. We do all the illustrations and artwork using AI tools. And then at the back of the book, we include real pictures from that person and do our best to make sure that the person looks like the pictures in the book.
And they really do. I've got to say, you guys do a really good job of capturing the essence of the real photograph into that AI photograph, because I think that's really important.
Yeah, so we get these books out then. The digital copies are all free, so our library is 40 books that are all free. You can download them, see if you're related to those people.
Oh, fun.
And then we keep adding books every week or two as we finish working on them.
Oh, that's great.
And so it's awesome for a family reunion or for Christmas gifts or Mother's Day, Father's Day. What do you get your parents for Christmas? A blanket?
Yeah.
Get them a book about their parents.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And so it's a great way for kids to actually learn some of their stories.
I love that. All right, but what's that going to cost you? If you're getting a book like this and you're having you write it, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so normally these books are $550 for the package. That includes 10 copies, also a digital copy that we'll put into FamilySearch as a memory on that person.
Wonderful. Okay.
So all of their descendants can see it for the rest of forever.
Okay.
And that's, we do all the writing and pictures and everything. We are offering a discount code though for people who follow your channel. And so that code will be Aimee, AIMEE, or AMY. Either one works. That's $100 off.
Wow.
If you want to add more, doing a family reunion or something, then more copies are $7 each.
Oh, that's
with
wonderful.
That original order.
Okay. Well, thanks. All right, I'm here with Matt Norton, and we have another children's book option for you. Tell us all about your company, Matt.
Absolutely. We're called Lore Books, and what we do is we turn family stories into custom illustrated storybooks for kids.
Awesome.
Yeah, all you have to do is come with a story. It can be long form, it can be audio or text. It does not have to be polished at all. I'm not a great storyteller, right?
I'm not either.
And all you do is use the platform, and you give us your story, and then you can instruct artificial intelligence to recraft it for you to be oriented towards a kid's book. And then we do all of the authoring and the illustrating for you, all done with artificial intelligence.
Perfect.
In our platform. And when you're done, you can order it and we'll print it, mail it to you, and you get something like this, an 8x8 hardcover book that's full of illustrations and pictures, and it's really great for engaging kids. I didn't open one of those big books that my grandma made
I know.
until I was like 18 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really wanted to have stories for my son to know and to hear, right? These things that are important to me, stories about my great grandpa, you know, in a format that he'll find engaging. Right?
So do I create the AI pictures or do you guys do it?
Good question. You can do either way. You can hire us to make the book for you. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. But if you want to go build it yourself, the platform is very intuitive. You walk through step by step. You can absolutely do it on your own.
Okay, so if I'm building it myself, what am I cost?
Good question. One of these is usually $50. Okay, with extra copies at discounted price if you're buying more than one.
So how much are the extra copies?
Good question. $30 after that. Yep.
So every copy after is 30?
Yep.
All right, super. And I hear you're giving us a little deal.
Yes, we are doing a promotion with Aimee. So with the discount code provided for you, you can get $10 off your book, your purchase, your order, and we'll make it a deal. It's going to be
awesome.
Great.
Sounds good. The coupon code is Aimee, A-M-Y, if you want to spell it the other way, or my way, A-I-M-E-E. Thank you for offering that to the viewers. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I hope you come and make your family stories come to life.
I would like to thank both of these guys for the opportunity to take a look at their companies and for offering you a discount for their products. Now, these two videos are videos that may be of interest to you. For the top video is about creating those cards. And the video underneath it is a video about making family history books that aren't so boring. And those apply not just to kids, but really to kind of any kind of family history book. And then right down over here is the link to my Etsy page where you can order the handout information for making those card games if that interests you. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and get those kids involved in their ancestors' lives. Help them learn and appreciate their ancestors a little bit better. Have a great day.